Hello everyone, it's Nancy here today. I am here to share a new project for Lavender Blu Journals. This was actually supposed to be my July project, but I decided on my files a little bit late, and then it took a little time to get it all together. So I am just a little bit behind with this, but I'll be on track with my August one very soon. So what I decided to do, I have used the new Cherry Blossoms, Vintage Cherry Blossoms Junk Journal Kit, as well as the Ephemera collection. And then the only other thing I added was some of the collection called Vintage Photo Collection. I'll make sure I have all the links below. But when I saw some of the papers from the Junk Journal Kit, I decided I wanted to make a policy envelope journal. And I didn't want a policy envelope that had the seam across the middle, so I fiddled and fussed until I came up with a template of my own. So then that meant a little extra time drawing it out and printing it out on everything, and it worked out really well, especially with these beautiful papers. So they all coordinate so nicely, and I will just flip through here. It's going to be a little tricky because it'll be wide, but that's okay. I fussy cut a lot of the ephemera, as I like to do. So the plain page, the decorative background pages is what I made the policy envelope out of, and then everything is decorated with fussy cuts and several of these images that coordinated with it, and then I use my bind-it-all and my wires to bind it. So it flips open like this, and then of course each one is an envelope. So then I've used a different paper from the collection to create a tag to tuck into the envelope. So this is perfect for, I left the backs white, lots of journaling, lots of additions you can tuck in there because there's lots of room. So on this side there's a little pocket, there's a bigger journal card folded over, and then there's a big tag. I'm not going to tuck it all back in because you know how time consuming that is. And then each flap, each envelope flap is being held down by a fussy cut image that's been adhered partway for a little tuck. And then on this page, it's a nice floral plaid page, and I added the florals and a pocket again. And in this one we have a photo and another big tag with a cupcake, and then one of the envelopes that coordinate and are in the ephemera kit. And then this one, the flowers are holding it down, and this has a big heart paper tag in it. Here are just some fussy cuts. There's also words included in the collection, so I put the adore there and a picture that had the flowers in it. Here's a pretty polka dot page, another envelope pocket with cherries on it, so I put the word cherry there, some cherry tarts and cherries and cherry jam, and then this tag I folded, and I don't have a ribbon in that one. Some do and some don't, because this one's hidden anyways, and it cuts down on bulk. And then when you turn that one over, this one has the cherries paper inside. And it's got a little pie holding it down, another pocket with another image, a little postage stamp and the word dream, another pretty picture, and then this tag I cut down so that it would fit in this way. Then we have a stripe page, another little tag pocket. Again, I cut it down a little bit and just mimic the same design, and it's got a little tag that tucks in there. And then I formed a pocket out of that one, and it's got another one of these journaling cards, left white on the back for lots of writing. And then this is a little tag pocket. I don't have anything in there, but it coordinates beautifully, and I have a string on that one. And then on this, in this pocket, I have this pretty paper. So many pretty papers in this collection. I really like them. And so many are so neutral too to add to any project. So here we've got a teacup and saucer, jam, cherry jam, another lovely cupcake, and another one of these little tag pockets just tucked in behind that. Here we have another pocket, another pretty photo, another tag, the word love, and a cupcake. See, it always takes extra time to try to put them back in. Here we've got another pocket with another nice size tag, blossom. I love this paper with the pretty doilies on it, and then it's got the coordinating polka dot fabric, polka dot pattern for the tag. And then on the last one here we have another tag pocket. Again, was cut down, the coordinating tag for that. Another little tag pocket that I'm going to tuck in there, and then another one tucked behind. And then the cherry tart holding down the flap, and another one of these. I didn't have enough papers to make them all different, and this was one of my favorites, so I did that one twice. So it's just a fun policy envelope mini album that was a lot of fun to make, and it's so pretty, and there's lots of room for writing on these tags, for adding extra photos, lots of tucks and little nooks to put things, and that is what I did with this wonderful Cherry Blossoms kit from Lavender Blu Journals. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.